Good morning everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. As you guys can see, it finally warmed up. There is no frost on the windows. It is Monday morning. It's about 19 degrees. So this is 2 days after our polar weather that we had there a while ago. And it warmed up kind of slowly. Yesterday was still in the negatives, but today is 19 on the right side of zero. So we're making some progress, and I actually did hear that this week is supposed to be above normal temperatures. It's actually supposed to get into the low 40s a few days, so it's just very strange weather that we're having. But I actually did get to bring my own vehicle to work today, so that was really nice. And it just seems nice to get things back to normal. You can see the wall is no longer frosted. The foundation was still frosted yesterday because I think it just the frost just kind of like set into the ground. It's probably going to be that way for a while now, so the barn does still seem kind of chilly just because I think it's holding on to that cold a little bit, but it is much nicer than it was the other day. So before we get into what we're going to do today, I'm going to introduce a couple girls to you guys, just like I always do. It took me quite a while to pick out the girls I was going to introduce to you guys today, but I finally decided on this girl right here. This is Danny. She's probably around 5 years old. We've had her since she was a few months from having her first calf, I think, is when Brent got her. So he bought her from another farmer. A lot of people ask where we get a lot of our cows since we don't raise our own replacement heifers. Honestly, it's just from other farmers who are selling extra cows, or maybe from a small hobby farmer that has a good cow that they just don't feel like milking anymore, or perhaps somebody that just raises a few replacement heifers and decides that they want to get rid of them. We get our cows from anywhere. We don't have to buy that many just because our cows live to be an average of anywhere from, you know, like 15 to 17, 18 years old, so we don't really have to buy a whole lot of cows. We only cull a cow if something major happens to her, like she comes down with watery mastitis and we can't treat it, or perhaps she has a calf and it really messes her up and she just doesn't come around from it, or they just simply die of old age. So we really don't have a whole lot of need for culling cows, and we don't have a whole lot of need for buying a whole lot of replacement cows, so we just get them from other people and we raise a handful every couple years. But anyway, back to Danny. Something about her would be that unfortunately we already know that she is pregnant with twins. It's a good thing that we know, so we're prepared, but I don't really like it when they have twins because it's usually a problem. But at least we know and we're well prepared, so we'll probably get dried off a little bit earlier than they normally would. And also we will keep a very close eye on her when she starts getting close. That way we know if a calf is coming backwards, or if she has the first one and doesn't have the second one. They will die very quickly if they don't immediately start having the second calf, unless they're in a different birth sac, which they usually aren't. But anyway, I'm getting way off track this morning. So our next girl is right beside her. This right here is Oreo. Honestly, I'm not really sure what she is. I know clearly she is a Holstein. Whether or not she's a pure Holstein, I don't know. She does have white on her legs down from her knees, so she may possibly be a whole Holstein, but she kind of has the face of a belted Galloway, so I'm not really sure. And obviously, since her name is Oreo, she does also have a little bit of a stripe that goes from her neck all the way down her stomach and halfway onto the other side. So whether or not she's part belted Galloway, I don't know, but she's about probably almost 9 years old. We've had her for a very long time. She may even be older than that because I'm pretty sure she's been here as long as I've been here. I think she was a heifer when I just started part-time here about 10 years ago, so she could even be a little bit older than that. So you can see the girls are enjoying their dry hay. It is a little bit later than usual just because the cattle dealer usually comes. Today is Monday. We usually do wait just a little bit longer on the days the cattle dealer comes. Talk to him first and then start milking. So we will be starting just a little bit later this morning, but that gives us a little bit longer coffee break. So you guys can hear that the fans are on. We did unfortunately find out that a bolt fell out of this fan the other day. I don't know if it got bumped when we were putting the plastic on it or something, but a bolt did fall out of it, so that's why there's a bungee cord around it, because it was like really vibrating a lot. So Brent just put a bungee cord around that, so that needs to be fixed. Something else that we're gonna have to look at is, for some strange reason, the Kubota is running really badly. It's acting like it's starving itself for fuel. It stalls a lot, or it just almost stalls a lot, and it just acts like it's not getting enough fuel. So we're gonna have to trace the fuel lines and see if maybe there's a cracked fuel line, or maybe where the hose fits onto a fitting, maybe it belled out and cracked there, and maybe it's leaking around a hose clamp or something. So we need to take a close look at that today and just see if we can figure out what's going on there, what's really happening. As you guys know, that is our only loader or tractor. I mean, clearly we have the skid steer but it's not quite the same as having a loader tractor, and that's the only one we have, so we have to take a look at that today to see what's going on there. Also, today is the day that we were supposed to take the sawdust truck over to get its new window put in, so yay! I can't wait to finally have a window in there and go get sawdust and be nice and toasty and warm. That's gonna be so nice. Unfortunately, that does cut into our day. We are gonna have to go drop that off. Surprisingly enough, Brent started it yesterday just to make sure it would be ready to go for today. We hadn't started it since that 50 below weather we had, and for some strange reason, the next day that truck started, and I will never understand that vehicle in a million years. I'm not gonna question it because it went well. So what I really wanted to do today is I just wanted to go around and pick up the plastic that was from the fans and any plastic that we had shoved anywhere that we could tell that the barn was leaking. Brent just came out with some coffee, so I'm gonna have to make this quick, but so I just kind of wanted to pick that up today. I do want to clean that cast pen today, so I'm gonna go have a coffee break and I will get back to you guys after we milk the girls. So we just finished up milking. I already went around with the girls' rat bale and the little piggies are eating that. We actually did give them extra hay the night it was really cold, just to give them an extra boost and some extra energy, and they ended up not eating it, so now they're like picking around the stuff they don't want and they're being really fussy now just because we gave them extra. And that's kind of frustrating, but they did need the extra feed when it was really cold, so nothing you can do about it. But they are enjoying this rat bale this morning. It's a very good one. You can see they're really chowing down on that, so, and you just pulled it right in. That frustrates me. This cow right here is, she always does that. Always, always. Actually, you guys, this is the one that had hardware that time, if you've watched any of my previous videos, and she's doing 100% better now. She's dried off, and she's just about ready to start bagging up a little bit to have her 4th or 5th calf, I think. So she came around really well from that, and she seems fine, but she's living to irritate me now. She pulls that hay in all the time. Anyhow, I went around and I hoed them out, but I haven't bed them yet. I'm just gonna give them a minute to eat up some of that hay, and then I'm gonna go around and bed them. But I thought while I was waiting to go around and pick up all of the plastic that we don't need anymore, like the plastic from these fans. So you can see there's 2 pieces over here from the fans, and there's some trash right there that we didn't take out because it was very cold the other day. We do not like to leave these net wrap things in here because for some reason that is like a treat for the cows. They think, I don't know if it's just because it's green or what, but they'll eat a whole roll if you don't pay attention. So we do not leave any of that hanging around. So I've got to take care of that and some of that trash. And then we have the bale wrap from this morning. I'm going to carry that out as well. And just go around and take out some of the things. Like, I'm probably going to take out the ones that I put above the windows just so the windows don't start sweating and rot out the sill, because that would be really bad. So I am going to go around and start taking those out. And just in general, try to clean up from this weekend. So we'll go grab some of that bale wrap now. Looks like I'll be making more than a couple trips. I did a lot more than I thought I did. So that's everything. Got them all taken out. This is a little pile I ended up with. Clean that up. I did want to mention that the girls did very well through the cold. They did drop just a little bit, but considering how cold it was, they did very well to do as good as they did, so good job, girls. I didn't want to make 2 trips, so I grabbed everything in one load. Now I've got to bed the girls, we've got to finish running the wash, and then I guess the plan is we're going to take the sawdust truck over early this morning because they want to get it done around 10:30. And I'm going to drive the sawdust truck, and Brent is going to follow behind with his truck and pick me up because it is going to take a while. That's fine because, like I said in the last video, we got plenty of sawdust. So take that down there and drop it off, and we got to pick up a few things for the cows. We got to pick up some minerals and some iodine and stuff. So we'll do that, and then hopefully we'll have enough time to come back and clean out that calf pen. But I've got to get the girls bedded because it is almost time to leave. So. we are headed out. I've got my nice hole in my cardboard so I can see where I'm going. Brent is gonna follow me. I did bring my hat and my gloves because the heater works really well, but it may not be very warm in here, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk to you guys very much because you can already hear the wind coming through the truck. So I will see you guys when we get there. Just got the truck dropped off. I would have filmed some of it, but I was just trying to figure out where to park and it's kind of freaking out about that. So I didn't end up getting any of it filmed, but we did just drop that off, and now we are picking up some minerals from the girls, and then we're gonna head back. And I forgot that we do need to look at the Kubota today, like I told you guys earlier. So we're gonna probably take a quick look at that, and then get that calf cleaned out, and then we will call it a day, and maybe we'll get an hour to relax before we have to milk the girls again. So just about ready to head back, and then we'll get a good look at the Kubota. So we had a little change of plans. You guys can tell that obviously I am back at the farm. So we got back from dropping the truck off. I started cleaning out that cast pan. I got it about 3/4 done, but it was pretty frozen, so I didn't get to finish it. But while I was doing that, they called and said that the sawdust truck was ready. So it was only there a couple hours, so you're really surprised that they had it done. So here it is. I'll show you guys that window. Pretty boring stuff, but there it is. Just a window, but it's so clear it can't even tell it's there, but it was a much nicer ride on the way home, I can tell you that much. Just unbelievable. That did cut into our time. It is already almost evening milking, so we didn't get a chance to really closely look at the Kubota. We did look at a few things. So we got a new filter for this little water separator bowl right here. It just has a little teeny tiny filter, and we did buy a new one of those. But they didn't have all three parts. There's like a ring and a spring and the filter, and they only had the filter, so we won't be able to put that in just yet. But we know that's not the problem anyway, because we've changed that before and it really didn't change anything. It had this problem like 2 years ago where it would just run funny like it is now, and it ended up being a cracked line on it. Brent happened upon it one day, so that is probably the issue. But we couldn't see anything just with a close look, so we're gonna have to just really take some time and see if we can look in here and see if anything is just wrong. It does go all the way back up under the cab, so it's kind of a really hard thing to look for, but we'll get it figured out somehow, whether we have to call a mechanic or just happen upon it ourselves. But this kind of hectic, busy day is giving me like feelings of summer, and I really enjoy just staying busy like this. Really excited for the year ahead, just so we can spend all day working. It's just, I love to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was probably rather boring, but it's just what we do in a day. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. Keep it real, keep farming, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.